Today's show is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Working from home, you should protect your sensitive data with an extra layer of security at expressvpn.com/inside. Welcome to Inside Gaming. I'm Brian. It's weekend roundup time. So it's been another busy week of news over at Activision Blizzard as yet another U.S. government agency announced that it was suing the embattled company. Embattled is putting it mildly. There are battleships that have seen less battles than Activision Blizzard. So this time it was the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission suing Activision Blizzard. You have to say this time because there are multiple U.S. government agencies suing Activision Blizzard or investigating them. That's how bad it is right now. The EEOC, in this case, announced Monday that it is suing Activision Blizzard in California federal court. Again, not to be confused with the other federal agency looking into them. The other one is the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. They're looking into how Activision Blizzard dealt with all the recent allegations of misconduct and discrimination. That one, though, is more concerned with looking out for shareholders and that their money is okay, whereas the EEOC lawsuit involves workplace harassment. And it has been going on a long time, 3 years, and the allegations go back to 2016. Now, according to the lawsuit the EEOC filed on Monday, employees at Activision Blizzard allegedly suffered sexual harassment that was, quote, severe or pervasive to alter the conditions of employment. That's kind of dry, but you get from the wording how bad that is. The agency also charged that Activision Blizzard basically did nothing when employees complained. They also said that employees who complained about discrimination due to pregnancy, in one case, were subject to, quote, discharge or constructive discharge. Yikes. That is not legal the last time I checked. Now, the EEOC back in June told Blizzard about its findings. Obviously, Blizzard didn't make those public. That's not something you put on the press release if you're Activision Blizzard. According to EEOC, Activision Blizzard was cooperative with their investigation, but they couldn't reach an adequate agreement to eliminate workplace harassment and offer relief to the employees who were affected after, quote, extensive conciliation discussions. So Activision Blizzard obviously did not want to reach an agreement on this, but things changed just as the EEOC's suit was made public. Activision Blizzard immediately backed down somewhat. Just hours after the federal lawsuit was announced, Activision Blizzard agreed to settle the case for $18 million. That might sound like, actually, no, it doesn't sound like a lot, because just in case you're curious, that's less than 0.5% of Activision's total 2020 revenue. Oh boy. Good thing they didn't settle earlier. They might have really gotten in trouble. Woo. Ars Technica noted that Activision Blizzard denied any wrongdoing, of course, because why would they admit that what they did was wrong? But as part of the agreement, they created the restitution fund, that's the $18 million, for affected employees. Activision Blizzard also agreed to comply with anti-discriminatory laws and to ensure that its workplace is free from harassment, discrimination, and retaliation practices. In a statement, CEO Bobby Kotick said, "There is no place anywhere at our company for discrimination, harassment, or unequal treatment of any kind, and I'm grateful to the employees who bravely shared their experiences." He added, "I remain unwavering in my commitment to make Activision Blizzard one of the world's most inclusive, respected, and respectful workplaces." Okay, dude, but it did happen on your watch, and you don't hire an arsonist to fight fires. I'm just saying, dude. Of course, this doesn't mean that Activision Blizzard's legal problems are over. It's still being sued by the California State Department of Fair Employment and Housing for allegations of sexual harassment and sexual discrimination. And there's the federal SEC investigation that's ongoing, but that revolves around, basically, did you let your shareholders know about these allegations of harassment so they can protect their money? That one's still ongoing too. But the settling of this lawsuit by the EEOC is an indication that while Activision Blizzard isn't publicly admitting they did anything wrong, they're doing something. They're setting up a fund to compensate victims, which is good. It's kind of a drop in the bucket. They've had to give in somewhat. So yeah, it's an ending for one lawsuit and one investigation. It's by no means the end of this giant scandal that has tarnished one of the giants of video games. Oh, and this won't surprise you. Some former and current employees of Activision Blizzard say the agreement doesn't go nearly far enough. One current employee told Motherboard that Activision Blizzard, quote, is just throwing money to mask a problem without listening to workers' demands. No, they wouldn't do that. Never. They added, added, they are just going to agree to give money to those who sued, and that's it. As for workers' demands, the only thing we hear is that we don't hear anything. A former employee told Motherboard that $18 million is nothing, adding, Bobby Kotick will fire $18 million worth of people he doesn't like to balance the books and call it a wash. Whoo! Savage. Needless to say, Activision Blizzard employees have been furious throughout this whole saga, starting with how they initially handled the allegations. After the California lawsuit was announced, hundreds walked out in protest. Then they filed a charge with the National Labor Relations Board, accusing Activision Blizzard of, quote, intimidation and union busting. Now, there have been unionization efforts across the video game industry for the last few years. Those have been given new life after the Activision Blizzard scandal. One movement to unionize video game workers heavily criticized the $18 million settlement. The campaign to organize digital employees, that's a project by the Communication Workers of America Union, called the payout a slap in the face to workers who have dealt with toxic working conditions for years. CWA Secretary Treasurer Sarah Steffens called the $18 million settlement, quote, mere pennies, adding that the EEOC settlement made it clear that the thousands of Activision Blizzard workers who have suffered from years of toxic workplace misconduct on behalf of Activision Blizzard will not receive true justice. So yeah, the fight's not over. They've settled somewhat, but nobody's happy with that either. We will get to the rest of the stories in just a second, but first, guys, let's talk about Honey. It's time to thank one of our longtime sponsors that gives more than they take. You know them. You should love them. I'm talking about Honey, the online shopping extension that saves you money when you shop. When you shop online and you're ready to check out, the Honey button, it drops down. All you got to do is click apply coupons, just like that. Boom. Honey applies any working coupons it finds directly to your cart. I've been buying a bunch of new equipment lately. I bought a new light, bought some other stuff. Honey just helps. Like you're at checkout, Honey button comes down, boom, I can save like a few bucks. It's great because I have to do nothing. That's my favorite way to save money. Honey supports over 30,000 stores online, from everything to clothing to tech and gadgets. If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out on free savings. It's literally free and installs in a few seconds, and by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting this show. That's the best part, while also doing yourself a solid. I'd never recommend something I don't use. Get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/inside. That's joinhoney.com/inside. So save money with Honey. On to the rest of the stories. So the much anticipated, very controversial MMO from Amazon, New World, finally launched this week. You probably read about New World. There have been a ton of headlines. There's been development turmoil, accusations of offensive portrayal of Native Americans, performance issues during the beta. Even people with high-end PCs were having issues, but it did launch this week and people still came. Maybe everybody just wants a new Western MMO, but it did great. New World hit 500,000 concurrent players on Steam. That made it 5th on the all-time concurrent list. Of course, it had issues. Every new MMO does. Long wait times because not enough servers. That was the biggest. Kind of weird considering how much of the internet infrastructure Amazon owns. They would still have server. Maybe they just underestimate. They always seem to underestimate. Every online game always has server issues at first, but I'm sure it'll work itself out. Reviews are still trickling in from the media, but on Steam it has mixed reviews, mostly at this point from people complaining about the queue times. Understandable. Pretty standard, honestly, for a new MMO. So we got some interesting info on the upcoming Spider-Man sequel by Insomniac. It's apparently going to have a much different tone from the original. On the This Week in Marvel podcast, Marvel Creative Vice President Bill Roseman talked about Insomniac's current projects and said, if the first Spider-Man game was Star Wars, Spider-Man 2 is kind of our Empire. It gets a little darker. Which, if Empire's brought up, I'm interested. Who knows if it'll be that good, but still, you have my attention. We know that the sequel will involve Peter Parker and Miles Morales joining forces to battle Venom. It's due for a 2023 release on the PS5. And again, if it's compared to Empire, that's good. He also addressed the trailer for the Marvel's Wolverine game that Insomniac is also working on because they're really trying to live up to their name. He added that they'll eventually reveal when it's going to launch. And for more, go back and study those trailers. They are packed with details and Easter eggs. So I did do that, and I noticed one thing. I'm never going to catch everything, but one thing I noticed about 18 seconds into the trailer, there's a license plate at the bar that says HLK 181. Seems like a clear reference to Wolverine's first appearance in issue 181 of The Incredible Hulk back in the 70s when things were awesome. So Maybe they're teasing a Hulk appearance. That would be good. The developer of Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West is apparently working on an online game. Video Games Chronicle found some job listings on Guerrilla's website that included a number of positions. They include a senior social systems designer position with a passion for player communities and social features who can, quote, explore creative ways players can connect with others in-game. It added that the person who gets the job will, quote, engage players in social interactions to create lasting relationships, and where compatible players can create guild-like groups to explore together. They will also need a senior game writer who has a, quote, extensive knowledge of stories and narrative design in open-world RPG games, online games, and MMORPGs to create mission, quest writing, and narrative design. We don't know if whatever this game is related to the Horizon series, but VGC says the studio has long planned to expand Horizon into multiplayer, even though they've said that Forbidden West won't have the feature, so it's been something they've looked into. It looks like the revival of Twisted Metal is going to a new studio. Video Games Chronicle reports that the UK-based Lucid Games, who made Destruction All-Stars, they have been handed responsibility for the revival of the franchise. Now, VGC cited one source who said that the revival of Twisted Metal would be built around a free-to-play model, so hello to paying for new cars, I guess. They're also planning the release of the new Twisted Metal to coincide with the TV series that's due out in 2023. Now, Lucid's previous release, like I said, Destruction All-Stars, came out earlier this year. Less than great reviews, but despite that, Sony is trusting them to do a good job with Twisted Metal, in part because they have a very deep pedigree in racing. Now, there have been rumors for a while that there would be a revival. David Jaffe, who is the original director, said he would be kind of bummed because Sony hasn't asked for his input or let him know that was even happening. So we'll see. Maybe they just didn't let him know, which would kind of suck. So we'll see how the game goes. All right, time for a 5-second review. These new MMOs way too easy. Y'all got mini maps. We had to use graph paper to like plot out where we'd been. Where are the experience penalties for death that you have to spend 6 hours working off? That was fun for us. We had few options back then. It looks cool. All right, let's talk about the games coming out next week. First up, Alan Wake Remastered. In this award-winning cinematic action thriller, troubled author Alan Wake embarks on a desperate search for his missing wife Alice. Alan Wake Remastered offers the complete experience with the main game and its 2 story expansions with stunning new 4K visuals. It comes to PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, PS4, and Xbox One October 5th. BPM, bullets per minute. BPM is a rhythm action FPS roguelike where you must shoot, jump, and dodge to the beat of an epic rock soundtrack. Delve into a randomly generated dungeon where one missed note can lead to your death. Comes to the PS4 and the Xbox One October 5th. Hell Let Loose. Join the ever-expanding experience of Hell Let Loose, a hardcore World War II first-person shooter with epic battles of 100 players with infantry, tanks, artillery, a dynamically shifting frontline, and a unique resource-based RTS-inspired metagame. Comes to the PS5 and the Xbox Series X October 5th. Jett, the Far Shore invites you on an interstellar expedition to carve out a future for a people haunted by oblivion in this cinematic action adventure. Comes to the PC, PS5, and the PS4 October 5th. Rainbow Billy, The Curse of the Leviathan is a wholesome, non-violent 2.5D action puzzler platformer with RPG elements in which you must save whimsical creatures by bringing back color to the world you once knew. It comes to PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch October 5th. Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. Roll through wondrous worlds with II and friends as you race to stop monkey mad scientist Dr. Badboon from blowing up Jungle Island. Oh no, and I was always terrible at Super Monkey Ball. I can't play that game. I always fall off, can't get past the first round, but if you like it, more power to you. God bless. It comes to the PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch October 5th. Art of Rally. Race in the golden era of Rally. Drive iconic cars from the 60s to Group B on challenging stages through stylized environments inspired by real worldwide locations. Will you master the art of Rally? I guess that's up to you. Comes to the PS5 and the PS4 October 6th. Far Cry 6. Oh, it's a good one. Welcome to Yara, a tropical paradise frozen in time. As the dictator of Yara, Anton Castillo is intent on restoring his nation back to its former glory by any means, with his son Diego following in his bloody footsteps. Their oppressive rule has ignited a revolution. Play as Danny Rojas, a local Yaran, as you fight alongside a modern-day guerrilla revolution to liberate Yara, and play for Ted Lasso's team. Shout out to FC Richmond. Football is life. It comes to the PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, PS4, Xbox One, and Stadia October 7th. Moonglow Bay. In Moonglow Bay, you play as a rookie angler. That's a fisher person, fisherman, fisherwoman, fisher person, working together with friends, family, and neighbors to hone your fishing skills, nourish relationships, and restore a remote town's fractured community. Please don't cancel me for this read. It comes to the PC, Xbox Series X, and Xbox One October 7th. Lego Marvel Superheroes features an original story crossing the entire Marvel universe. Players take control of Iron Man, Spider-Man, the Hulk, Captain America, Wolverine, and many more as they unite to stop Loki and a host of other Marvel villains from assembling a super weapon capable of destroying the world. Evil villains, y'all gotta get a better plan than just making a super weapon. It's been done. It comes to the Switch October 8th. Tetris Effect Connected adds an all-new robust multiplayer expansion to the huge variety of addictive and innovative single-player modes that Tetris Effect is known for, with all new co-op and competitive online and local multiplayer modes. Comes to the Switch October 8th. And last up, Metroid Dread. Ooh, I've been excited for this one. Join Bounty Hunter Samus Aran as she tries to escape a deadly alien world plagued by a mechanical menace. Upon investigating a mysterious transmission on planet ZDR, Samus faces a mysterious foe that traps her in this dangerous world. The remote planet has been overrun by vicious alien life forms and murderous robots called EMMI. Hunt or be hunted as you make your way through a labyrinth of enemies in Samus's most intense side-scrolling adventure yet. It comes to the Switch October 8th. Oh, and the Switch OLED model is out that day too. If you got extra money and you want it, again, God, it's not my thing, but God bless if that's what you want. That's all the news I got for you this week, guys. I hope you're having a great weekend. We'll see you soon.